I come from a district that has lots of choice. I live in the Kansas City Public Schools boundaries, and my children all three went to the Kansas City Public Schools, and I'm very proud that one of my daughters became a school teacher and teaches in the Kansas City Public Schools. Kansas City School District has charter schools, as you all know. We have over 20 charter schools, so we have a plethora of choice. But what I want the body to understand is choice has its limitations, and not always to the best interest of the child. When students move back and forth among schools, they are detached a lot of times from their community. It can happen that the school that they go to, and I can see this happening in an open enrollment bill, it can happen that the parent will not, in fact, be able to provide the transportation, that will become difficult, what feels like the best option in the beginning becomes very hard over time, and it can soon become a burden. Some families have the ability and capacity to meet those transportation needs, but a lot of families do not. In the Kansas City Public Schools, we serve the majority of students with IEPs in our district area. We have students with profound disabilities where they require paraprofessionals. They have to have additional assistance because of medical conditions. Those students are not easily transported, and particularly would not be easily transported to another district. We serve those students up to age 21. It would not be in the realm of most parents to be able to travel any distance to take those students to another district. And those are high-cost needs. I understand that the bill sponsor worked very hard to come to a compromise, but I have talked to superintendents and heard from superintendents from Belton, school board members from Raymore Peculiar, Kearney, Missouri, Lee Summit, North Kansas City, and Liberty, and not of one of them thinks this is a good idea. Not because they don't care about kids, because they know that when students leave and move, you don't just eliminate, just because you lose a few kids, you don't eliminate a teacher. That's not enough to remove a teacher. What you do eliminate or cut back on are school programs. You have to cover and keep those teachers, but you may offer fewer programs for the kids who are in your district. The last thing I'll say on this is that the promise of a 3% cap is a temporary promise. It's a promise that we are hearing today, but that does not mean that's the promise next year. The opt-in option, that's a promise we are hearing this year, but in fact that promise may be gone next year. I'm also hearing that the state of Kansas has done it and it hasn't been a big issue, but the state of Kansas has a different population. 39 counties in the state of Kansas are defined federally as frontier counties because of sparse population. Kansas also pays its teachers at a lot higher rate than Missouri does, as average teacher wages are significantly higher. So I would urge you not to think of Kansas as leading the way for Missouri. So I understand that many people here will probably proceed with this vote, but I'm letting you know that 200 superintendents and school boards have taken a stance that it is not good for them, that school districts in this state are working hard to meet the individual learning needs of children. and that there are quite a few families in the state of Missouri who don't have the financial means, transportation, or wherewithal to execute the choice that you are promising them. So for those reasons, I urge the body to think carefully when they take their vote. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.